Thank you very much. Going on right now, frustration growing in parts of Nepal over the pace of relief efforts arriving there. Some villages are still waiting for crews to arrive after being destroyed by Saturday's 7.8 magnitude earthquake.
The death toll now well above 5,000 people. More than 11,000 are injured. Villages leveled to nothing. The United Nations says that more than 70,000 homes were destroyed. People are sleeping on the streets, still homeless. But there have been miracles, too. Survivors pulled from beneath the rubble. This morning, we've heard the story of an 18-year-old man rescued from beneath a crushed building after being trapped there for 6 days. Also, we're learning about a 4-month-old baby rescued after 22 hours of being trapped under debris. All survivors of the quake are in desperate need right now of supplies, food, water, even shelter. KGUN 9 is joining with our radio partners to collect donations to send to Nepal. We're out on a Speedway in Swan all day today. That's where Jennifer De La Cruz is right now. Jennifer, how can people help?
Good morning, Greg and Liz. There definitely is a way you can help. As you mentioned, we are here on Speedway and Swan. We have our radio booth set up behind us, and the supply trucks just pulled in. We're hoping to fill those up by the end of the day. We're trying to spread the word out and raise some funds and donations for those who need it most right now. KGUN, along with our Scripps Media radio stations, are teaming up with the World Care Organization to provide relief for Nepal. We will be out here all day broadcasting live with 94.9 Mix FM, 106.3 The Groove, KQTH, and ESPN Tucson. Our goal is to raise funds and collect items to help victims rocked by the quake over the weekend. You can donate a variety of hygiene and medical products that are crucial in helping the thousands of survivors and their families. Anyone who comes and helps us out will receive a discounted $9 lunch from Cervezas. Part of the proceeds going to the World Care Relief Fund. Some of the items you can donate today include garbage bags, paper towels, sponges, sunscreen, boxes, packing tape, hairbrushes, and dental floss. There's a lot of things that they need. For a full list of information, you can find that on our website at kgun9.com. Once again, we are here on Speedway and Swan, and we'll be out here broadcasting live all day until 6 o'clock tonight. Reporting live, Jennifer De La Cruz, KGUN 9 on your side.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. In Phoenix now, 6 missing or exploited children have been rescued through a multi-state operation.
Department of Public Safety, the DPS, says that nearly 350 Arizona DPS officers were involved in an operation called the Crimes Against Children Patrol. It included officers and agents from 9 other states. They also rescued 1 adult victim, made 4 arrests, and launched 3 investigations of sex crimes against children and human trafficking.
In other news, the Arizona Board of Regents will consider a proposal to reduce college tuition for so-called dreamers. Those are undocumented immigrant students brought into this country as children and who are now protected by deferred deportation. In-state tuition is about $10,000, about 1/3 of what out-of-state students pay. If Regents do approve a tuition cut for dreamers, it would be $15,000 a year for dreamers. But those dreamers say, that's still too much for them to afford. And now to news making headlines around the world this morning. An emergency in space. An unmanned Russian cargo ship headed to the International Space Station to deliver supplies, now floating in space, unable to hit its target. So now it is plunging towards Earth.
That ship carrying 6,000 pounds of food, water, and fuel. The space station now hurtling back down after the Russians lost control of it soon after takeoff. It's orbiting at about 17,000 miles an hour from 119 miles above the Earth, crashing in from there. Craft is tumbling, could stay in orbit for more than a week before slicing back into Earth's atmosphere.
The program plans for these kind of things to happen. They're very unfortunate when they do, but we do have supplies on board.
Russian Mission Control says that attempts to contact that spacecraft have not worked. As it tumbles down, the craft should be burning up before it reaches the Earth.
And new this morning, Nigerian troops have rescued an additional 160 women and children from Boko Haram terrorists. This coming just days after the military found nearly 300 other hostages in a different operation in the same forest. They do say that none of these are the schoolgirls kidnapped last year from a school in Chibok. And new information this morning about the pilot who deliberately crashed that Germanwings jetliner into the French Alps, killing the 150 people on board. Well, government records now show that the Federal Aviation Administration questioned the mental fitness of the pilot, Andreas Lubitz, but still awarded him a U.S. pilot's license. This comes after his German doctor said Lubitz had fully recovered from his severe depression. Records released by the FAA show that Lubitz was training to be a pilot in Phoenix, where he initially submitted a medical form saying he had no disorders. He then later resubmitted it, acknowledging that he had been treated for depression. The FAA initially sent him a letter warning him that his application could be denied, requesting a letter from his doctor.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe just made history, becoming the first Japanese leader to ever address the U.S. Congress yesterday. A free trade deal was the main focus of his congressional speech. Prime Minister and President Obama are working with 10 other countries to finalize that Trans-Pacific Partnership. It's one of the biggest trade deals in history.
As for U.S.-Japan negotiations, the goal is near. Let us bring the TPP to a successful conclusion through our joint leadership.
Abe and Mr. Obama want Congress to fast-track a bill on the agreement. Trade negotiations may be getting an okay from Congress, and that'll help close that whole deal up.
Now, your first warning weather.